What really goes down when two of Hollywood's biggest icons lock horns? Behind the glitz and glamour of their blockbuster team-ups, Sylvester Stallone and Bruce Willis were anything but chummy. Their off-screen feud erupted into the public eye when Stallone set Twitter ablaze, branding Willis as greedy and lazy. For years, fans were left guessing the truth behind the fallout. Now Stallone is breaking his silence, and the story is juicier than any action flick. Rocky beginnings. Sylvester Stallone's life kicked off with all the drama of a Hollywood script, except the setting was Hell's Kitchen, one of the roughest neighborhoods in New York City, and the hero was just a newborn trying to survive a bumpy entrance into the world. Born on July 6, 1946, Baby Sly had no idea that complications during his delivery would hand him a unique set of challenges. Thanks to some overzealous forceps work, a facial nerve was severed, leaving him with a droopy lip, partial facial paralysis, and slurred speech. These traits would one day become his iconic trademarks, but as a kid, they were like a neon sign for bullies. Schoolyard taunts and relentless teasing became his daily reality. Classmates didn't hold back, mocking his appearance, his distinctive voice, and even his intelligence. One particularly cruel label stuck. Someone once told him his brain was dormant. Dormant. Like it was just hanging out, waiting for a wake-up call. And when young Stallone dared to dream out loud about becoming an actor, the response was far from supportive. His parents and teachers hit him with the classic "get a real job" line, which for most kids would be the ultimate dream crusher. But Stallone wasn't most kids. Even as the odds stacked up against him, he held on to his ambition, turning every insult and every doubter into fuel for the fire that would one day make him a legend. Spoiler alert, those same traits that people mocked would soon be plastered across movie posters worldwide. Grab your favorite drink, sit back, and relax while you enjoy this video with us. Unstable. Sylvester Stallone's early years were like a Rocky training montage. Chaotic, painful, and full of hard knocks, minus the triumphant ending. Born into a fractured family, his parents, Jackie and Frank Stallone, divorced when he was just 11, throwing his life into a whirlwind of instability. With no real sense of home, young Sly was shuttled between his father's house in Maryland and his mother's new life in Philadelphia. This constant upheaval took its toll, and Stallone's way of coping was, well, let's just say, unconventional. By the time he was 15, he had set a record most kids wouldn't want: 14 expulsions from different schools. Teachers weren't exactly rooting for him either. In a brutal twist, some even voted him most likely to end up in the electric chair, a judgment so harsh it's almost cartoonish in hindsight. By 19, Stallone seemed stuck in a dead-end script, struggling academically, aimless about his future, and burdened by a string of failures. Life wasn't just throwing him curveballs, it felt like he was dodging grenades. But then came the plot twist. In September 1965, Stallone somehow landed at the American College of Switzerland, a tiny school nestled in the breathtaking Swiss Alps. Surrounded by serene mountains and a completely new environment, Stallone found the reset button his life desperately needed. It wasn't just a scenic backdrop, it was the setting where he started to reimagine himself, laying the groundwork for the Hollywood heavyweight he would one day become. Swiss reset. In Switzerland, amidst the stunning backdrop of the Alps, Sylvester Stallone's passion for acting took its first breath. During his 2 years at the American College of Switzerland, he wasn't just studying drama, he was hustling hard to make ends meet. Between classes, he worked as a gym teacher, moonlighted as a dorm bouncer, and even flipped burgers for his fellow students. Basically, the man was already living a montage before Hollywood came calling. The turning point came when Stallone auditioned for a campus production of Death of a Salesman. Landing a role was exciting enough, but the real magic happened post-show. A visiting Harvard professor, clearly impressed, approached Stallone with a game-changing line. "You should think of this as a career." Those words lit a fire in Stallone, transforming his casual interest in acting into a vision for his future. For the first time, acting wasn't just something he dabbled in, it was a calling. When Stallone left Switzerland in June 19, 1967, he wasn't the same aimless kid who had arrived 2 years earlier. He returned to the U.S. with purpose, enrolling at the University of Miami to study drama. Though he left just shy of graduating, his time there refined his craft and readied him for the gritty reality of chasing dreams in New York City. Stallone was on his way, and the world was about to meet a fighter in more ways than one. Struggles. Sylvester Stallone's rise to Hollywood fame didn't follow the glamorous red carpet path that many expect from stars today. Instead, his journey began at rock bottom in the early 1970s. Living in New York City, Stallone faced homelessness and struggled to make ends meet. For 3 weeks, he slept in the Port Authority bus terminal, with just $16 to his name. When eviction pushed him to the streets, he took on any job he could find, ushering at a movie theater, cleaning lion cages at the Central Park Zoo for $1.12 an hour, whatever it took to survive. Despite the harsh conditions, Stallone never lost his drive. Even though he faced constant rejection, he kept auditioning, always chasing that elusive break. But his efforts were met with failure, even in the most iconic films. The Godfather, one of the most iconic Italian films, turned him down for an extra role. Stallone later joked, "I couldn't even get cast as an Italian." While this was a blow to his confidence, it only made him more determined. Through these struggles, Stallone gathered experiences that would later fuel his most powerful performances. The harshness of his early life and the rejection he faced shaped his resilience, setting the stage for the legendary career that would follow. His story, filled with setbacks and perseverance, is a testament to the power of never giving up on your dreams. Rocky start. In 1970, desperation pushed Sylvester Stallone into what might be the quirkiest line on his resume, a starring role in a low-budget softcore film titled The Party at Kitty and Studs. For 2 days of work, he earned $200, a much-needed financial lifeline during a time when even a warm meal felt like a luxury. The film, shot on a shoestring $5,000 budget, cast Stallone as Stud, a character at the center of a chaotic party that eventually spirals into explicit territory. While the dialogue lacked, let's say, Oscar-worthy finesse, it was enough to get him noticed and paid. Years later, Stallone addressed the project with his trademark self-deprecating humor. It was either do the movie or rob someone, he joked, explaining the tough choices that come with being broke in New York. The film later resurfaced under the rebranded title Italian Stallion, clearly capitalizing on Stallone's eventual fame, though he's probably glad it never came up during his Academy Award speeches. This unconventional debut may not have screamed Hollywood greatness, but it was the foothold he needed. Soon after, Stallone started landing small parts in mainstream films, trading wild parties for a slow but steady climb toward the big leagues. Rocky's big break. Stallone's life was about to take a dramatic shift, but it wasn't from anything glamorous. It came from a boxing match. On March 24, 1975, Stallone was glued to the television, watching an unexpected spectacle, a heavyweight bout between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner. Wepner, a massive underdog, managed to knock Ali down, an astonishing feat before he ultimately lost the fight. That moment struck Stallone like a punch to the gut, serving as a powerful metaphor for life. Wepner's relentless determination was everything Stallone had been feeling. Knocked down, but never out. Inspired by the fight, Stallone dove headfirst into creating the character of Rocky Balboa, a boxer who, like him, would refuse to give up no matter the odds. In a burst of inspiration, he penned the first draft of Rocky in just 3.5 days. At the time, he had only $16 to his name, but his belief in the story and its potential was unshakable. He had a chance he couldn't afford to lose. Producers, intrigued by the script, offered him a staggering $350,000, an amount that could have solved his financial woes. But Stallone wasn't interested in the money. There was one condition: he wanted to star as Rocky. The producers, Irwin Winkler and Robert Chartoff, were hesitant, but after some negotiation, they agreed. On one condition, the budget would be slashed to just $1 million, and Stallone would only earn $35,000 for both writing and acting. It was a risky bet, but one that would soon change the face of Hollywood forever. The gamble? Well, it paid off, and Rocky became a smash hit, making Stallone an icon and proving that sometimes the biggest risks lead to the greatest rewards. Rocky's unlikely triumph. The challenges of making Rocky didn't end with the budget constraints. With only $960,000 to work with, the production had to get incredibly creative. The film was shot in just 28 days, and many of its most iconic moments were born out of pure necessity. Take the scene where Rocky jogs alongside Adrian. The romantic moment was improvised when they couldn't afford extras for the ice skating rink. What seemed like a limitation became one of the most memorable and heartwarming scenes in the film. When Rocky hit theaters on December 3, 1976, it was a shockwave. What was expected to be a modest drama became an unexpected cultural phenomenon. The film grossed $225 million worldwide, making it the highest-grossing film of the year. Audiences connected deeply with its raw, heartfelt story and Stallone's powerhouse performance. Critics lauded the film for its sincerity, unpolished charm, and emotional depth. But it wasn't just the box office numbers that made Rocky special. It was the recognition from Hollywood itself. At the 49th Academy Awards on March 28, 1977, Rocky earned 10 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. It faced stiff competition from heavyweights like Taxi Driver and All the President's Men, but in a true underdog moment, Rocky took home 3 Oscars, including Best Picture. At just 30 years old, Stallone made history as the third person ever to be nominated for both Best Actor and Best Original Screenplay for the same film, joining legends like Charlie Chaplin and Orson Welles. The success of Rocky didn't just end with that night's victories. It blossomed into one of the most enduring franchises in film history. Over nearly 5 decades, the series has spawned 6 direct sequels and 2 spin-offs in the Creed series. Rocky II, 1979, and Rocky III, 1982, expanded on the themes of determination and resilience, introducing new challenges for the character while deepening his journey. The franchise evolved, but the core message remained the same: never give up. The world had its champion, and his name was Rocky Balboa. Did you enjoy this video? Drop a 1 in the comments to let us know, or a 0 if you'd like to see something different. We value your thoughts. Rocky's peaks and valleys. Then came Rocky IV, 1985, which became the franchise's highest-grossing entry, pulling in an astounding $300 million worldwide. The story of Rocky taking on Soviet boxer Ivan Drago tapped directly into the Cold War tensions of the 1980s, turning the film into a cultural phenomenon. Despite its mixed critical reception, it remains one of the most iconic films in the series. Who could forget Rocky's dramatic training montage or his now legendary "I must break you" confrontation with Drago? For many, it was the epitome of 80s action and an essential piece of the Rocky saga. However, the franchise hit a bit of a bump with Rocky V, 1990. The film shifted its focus to Rocky's financial struggles and his mentorship of a young boxer, which didn't quite resonate with audiences. It veered too far from the action-packed, triumphant energy that made the earlier films so beloved. With a domestic gross of just $40 million, many fans felt the series had lost its spark, and some even thought Rocky's story had come to an end. But Stallone's career, much like Rocky's, was built on bouncing back from adversity. One of his most famous roles, John Rambo in First Blood, almost didn't happen. Stallone was far from the first choice for the role, with 10 other actors turning it down. Even after filming, Stallone believed the movie was doomed. The original cut was a bloated 3 hours long, filled with awkward scenes of him running through the woods, delivering lines that made him cringe. At one point, Stallone even tried to buy the film so he could destroy it. Instead, he proposed cutting most of his dialogue, which ultimately transformed Rambo into the silent, intense character fans know and love today. The film went on to earn $125 million worldwide, launching an iconic franchise and cementing Stallone as a bona fide superstar. This success gave Stallone a new perspective. He realized action movies didn't have to rely on words to reach people. They could connect through powerful visuals and performances. Stallone's ability to create characters that didn't need to speak to be understood made him a global star and solidified his place as a king of the action genre. Stallone's bold reinventions. After Rambo, he pushed himself further with films like Cliffhanger 1993, where he played a mountain rescue ranger battling thieves in the Rocky Mountains. The film featured one of the most expensive stunts ever filmed, a daring man to plane transfer 15,000 feet in the air. That stunt alone cost a jaw-dropping $1 million. Despite the enormous challenges, the film grossed $255 million worldwide, cementing its place as a major hit. Stallone also found success with Demolition Man, where he starred alongside Wesley Snipes and Sandra Bullock in a futuristic action comedy. The film mixed high-octane action with humor and earned $159 million globally. But Stallone wasn't just about explosions and fight scenes. He showcased his versatility in Copland, where he portrayed a hearing-impaired sheriff in a small town. To take on the role, he gained 40 pounds, demonstrating a more dramatic side of his acting. Critics were impressed, proving that Stallone could do more than just deliver punchlines and punches. Resilience reborn. However, the late 1990s and early 2000s weren't kind to Stallone. Films like Judge Dredd, Get Carter, and Driven failed to impress audiences, with many of them losing money. These setbacks hit hard, and Stallone stepped away from acting for a few years. During this time, he tried to branch out with a restaurant and a nightclub, but those ventures also flopped. The criticism was relentless, but Stallone wasn't ready to call it quits. In 2006, he made an incredible comeback with Rocky Balboa, the sixth installment in the Rocky series. At 60 years old, Stallone wrote, directed, and starred in the film, and audiences loved it. The movie grossed $155 million worldwide, proving that the boxer who never gives up was still a force to be reckoned with. Meanwhile, Stallone's off-screen life took an interesting turn in the late 80s when he and Bruce Willis became fast friends during the peak of their action movie careers. Their bond strengthened in 1991 when they joined Arnold Schwarzenegger to launch Planet Hollywood, a restaurant chain celebrating all things Hollywood. This business venture was more than just a side project. It solidified their friendship and hinted at future collaborations. Fans of both actors eagerly anticipated the day they would finally team up in a major film. Action icons unite. A dream that had been quietly simmering since 1996, when Bruce Willis made a memorable cameo in Stallone's Copland, began to take shape into something much bigger. Although his role in Copland was brief, it sparked rumors and speculations about a potential full-length collaboration between two of Hollywood's biggest action icons. Fans didn't have to wait long to see that dream realized. The Expendables franchise was born, with Stallone at the helm, creating the series as a tribute to the action-packed films of the 80s and 90s. It was a celebration of larger-than-life characters and over-the-top stunts, and Stallone brought together a stellar ensemble of action legends, Willis, Schwarzenegger himself, and many more. In the first Expendables film, 2010, Willis took on the role of Mr. Church, a mysterious CIA operative who recruits Stallone's team for a high-stakes mission. Though his appearance was limited to a single scene, it quickly became iconic, instantly recognizable and brimming with that old-school action movie charm. Stallone later shared that the church scene, featuring Willis and Schwarzenegger alongside him, was incredibly complex and took a staggering 7 hours to shoot. The dedication paid off, turning that brief but powerful moment into one of the most memorable scenes in the franchise. But the reunion didn't end there. Willis returned for The Expendables 2 2012, this time with a much larger role, roughly 15 minutes of screen time, where he dived into high-octane action sequences alongside Stallone. The film was a major success, grossing $315 million globally and receiving praise from critics for the expanded roles of both Willis and Schwarzenegger. For action fans everywhere, it felt like the ultimate reunion, a dream come true on the big screen, where the action heroes of a generation came together for one epic ride. Willis out Ford in. However, things took a sharp turn during the pre-production of The Expendables 3 in 2013. Willis, who had previously been an essential part of the Expendables franchise, was offered a generous $3 million for 4 days of work in Bulgaria. But he countered with a demand for $4 million, essentially asking for $1 million per day. This unexpected demand created immediate tension, particularly given the film's already hefty $100 million budget, which was higher than the previous installments. Stallone and the producers, facing the pressure of managing the budget, gave Willis a 72-hour deadline to accept the original offer. When he refused, they made the bold decision to replace him. The fallout from this decision became public in a shocking way. On August 6, 2013, Stallone posted a blunt tweet that read, "Willis out, Harrison Ford in. Great news. Been waiting years for this." Just minutes later, he followed up with an even more pointed message, "Greedy and lazy. A sure formula for career failure." Although Stallone didn't name Willis directly, the target was unmistakably clear. Fans and industry insiders were left stunned. The tweets spread rapidly, going viral with thousands of retweets within hours. What had been an internal production issue quickly escalated into one of the most talked-about Hollywood controversies of the year. The exchange between Stallone and Willis not only made headlines but also became an emblem of the cutthroat world of Hollywood, where even the biggest stars can be replaced if their demands don't align with the vision of a project. I'm feeling fantastic today, and I hope this video brings you the same joy and positive vibes. Feud to friendship. The Expendables 3 fallout became one of the most talked-about feuds of the year. Insiders close to the production revealed that Willis had been blindsided by how quickly he was replaced by Harrison Ford. One source commented, "Harrison Ford is a better actor, a much nicer person, and brings something new to the film." Stallone's public remarks, coupled with Willis's sudden exit, marked the end of a long-standing collaboration and friendship between the two stars. However, after years of tension, Stallone surprised fans by publicly apologizing in an interview. He expressed regret for his harsh words, admitting, "It sounded like it got personal, and I'm sorry it did sound that way." Stallone praised Willis as a great actor, acknowledging his immense talent and the massive success of his films. This apology marked a shift in their relationship, opening the door to reconciliation. On September 17, 2019, Stallone further solidified their reconciliation by posting a photo with Willis on Instagram. He captioned it, "Made up with Bruce W., a stand-up guy. My mistake." The post quickly went viral, earning over 500,000 likes in just 2 days. Fans celebrated the renewed bond between the two action icons, turning what had once been a heated feud into a touching moment of camaraderie, showing that even in the competitive world of Hollywood, forgiveness and friendship can overcome the toughest of battles. Heartbreaking farewell. However, this reunion was soon overshadowed by heartbreaking news. On March 30th, 2022, Bruce Willis's family announced his retirement from acting due to a diagnosis of aphasia, a cognitive disorder that affects communication. The announcement shocked the world, marking the end of a 4-decade career that made Willis one of Hollywood's most beloved action stars. In hindsight, signs of his declining health had been apparent for some time. Colleagues on recent film sets revealed their concerns about his struggles. Some noted his difficulty remembering lines, while others recalled challenges he faced during physical scenes. Director Mike Burns, who worked with Willis on Out of Death in 2020, shared that after 1 day of filming, it became clear that something was wrong. Burns was asked to shorten Willis's lines to accommodate his condition, a move that highlighted the severity of the actor's health issues. Willis's retirement left a void in Hollywood, not just because of his immense talent and iconic roles, but because of the deep affection fans had for him. His films, especially the Die Hard series, had made him a household name and a symbol of action cinema. The news of his condition and his departure from the industry was met with an outpouring of love and support from fans and colleagues alike, marking the end of an era for one of the most enduring stars in Hollywood history. The power of friendship. Over the years, Bruce Willis had starred in more than 100 films, from Die Hard to The Sixth Sense, solidifying his place as one of Hollywood's most versatile and beloved actors. His departure from acting due to his diagnosis of aphasia, a cognitive disorder affecting communication, sparked not only sadness among fans, but also broader conversations about the challenges aging actors face and the personal toll of health struggles. In November 2022, Sylvester Stallone opened up about Willis's condition, offering a glimpse into his friend's life and the deep impact it had on him. During an emotional interview, Stallone revealed just how profoundly the situation had affected him. Bruce is going through some really difficult times, he shared. So he's been sort of incommunicado. That kills me. It's so sad. Stallone's words painted a poignant picture of the devastating effects of aphasia, which had left Willis unable to communicate as he once did. This condition not only affected Willis, but also those who cared deeply for him. Stallone's inability to stay in touch with his old friend weighed heavily on his heart. This heartbreaking update underscored how far their relationship had evolved. What was once a public fallout over a film contract now seemed trivial compared to the profound reality of Willis's condition. Stallone's sorrow revealed the strength and endurance of their bond, highlighting that some relationships transcend even the biggest of disagreements. The situation became a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing the connections we hold dear, especially in the face of life's unpredictable challenges. It was a sobering, emotional moment, reflecting not just the struggles of two iconic stars, but the deep and lasting power of friendship. Thanks so much for sticking with us till the end. Drop a 2 in the comments if you're still here with us. Unwavering support. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone have been unwavering in their support for Bruce Willis as he battles dementia. The two stars, along with other close friends like Jason Statham, have joined efforts initiated by Demi Moore to help keep Bruce's memory sharp. Their approach is rooted in revisiting familiar memories, especially from their past work together. This collective effort, involving co-stars from iconic films like Die Hard and Pulp Fiction, highlights the strong bond of friendship and the lengths to which they are willing to go for his well-being. Schwarzenegger and Stallone, both longtime friends of Bruce Willis, have made it clear that they are ready to offer their full support, dedicating themselves to his care at all hours. Their goal is simple: to spark memories by surrounding him with the familiar faces of those who have shared significant moments with him throughout his career. This personal approach involves revisiting classic moments from Willis's most memorable roles, such as those in Die Hard and Pulp Fiction, in hopes of maintaining and stimulating his cognitive function. Despite the challenges posed by dementia, a condition known for its irreversible effects, Willis's family and friends remain hopeful. The group's support extends beyond just the usual efforts, with people like Sybil Shepherd, his moonlighting co-star, and Bonnie Bedelia, his Die Hard co-star, stepping in to help. This broad coalition of actors and friends is not only a testament to the closeness of their relationships, but also a poignant example of how Hollywood's strongest figures rally around one of their own in times of need. Family strength. Bruce Willis's life today, shaped by his diagnosis of frontotemporal dementia, FTD, is surrounded by the love and care of his family. His wife, Emma Hemming, has become his steadfast supporter, frequently sharing glimpses of their life together on social media. These moments, often featuring tender family snapshots, reflect the deep bond they share. In particular, Willis has been photographed with his daughters, evoking an emotional connection with his fans. The family's openness about his condition has allowed the public to see a side of the actor that is more intimate, as they all rally around him, navigating the complexities of this challenging disease with love. Despite the hardships brought by FTD, Willis finds comfort in being with his loved ones. Emma has been vocal about her journey as a caregiver, sharing her emotions and experiences with the world, including the difficulties of maintaining a sense of normalcy for their children. Together, they strive to create an environment of stability and affection at home, with an emphasis on creating cherished memories in the face of adversity. This is a period in their lives that has deepened the family's connection, showcasing a different side of the star, a side defined not by his public persona, but by the love and resilience of his family. The actor's retreat from the public eye due to his condition has made his family time even more precious. Willis no longer steps onto movie sets, but his legacy continues through his bond with his daughters and the support system he's built around him. His children, including his daughters with Hemming, are growing up with an understanding of their father's condition, aided by open conversations about the realities of FTD. His fans, who once saw him as the action hero in films like Die Hard, now admire the emotional strength he and his family display in navigating life's challenges. In these quieter moments, Willis's true heroism shines, through his courage in facing the unknown and his family's unwavering commitment to each other. Let's uncover the epic journey of Bruce Willis, Hollywood's ultimate action legend. Bruce Willis, a childhood worth a blockbuster. Born on March 19th in Idar Oberstein, West Germany, Bruce Willis was the product of a German mother and an American father stationed there. Moving to New Jersey at age 2, Bruce grew up as the eldest of 4 siblings in a working-class family. Life wasn't easy. His parents' divorce split the family, and Bruce battled a severe stutter. His breakthrough came during a school play, where acting miraculously silenced his stutter and boosted his confidence. Nicknamed Buck Buck, Bruce charmed classmates with his humor and charisma, even becoming student council chairman. But his rebel streak showed. He was expelled for a fight and arrested at 19 for carrying marijuana. Before finding his calling, Bruce worked odd jobs, from a nuclear plant guard to a bus driver. Ultimately, his passion for acting won, setting him on the path to becoming one of Hollywood's most charismatic stars. Bruce Willis from bartender to breakthrough. Bruce Willis may have had big dreams, but sticking to academic pursuits wasn't one of them. After a year at Montclair State University, he dropped out. though he did eventually finish via correspondence. Hungry for action, Bruce hit New York City, skipping classes to audition for plays just 20 minutes away. Rejections piled up until, finally, in 1977, he landed a role off-Broadway. With that small victory, he officially bid college goodbye. Theater gigs weren't paying the bills, so Bruce took up bartending at Central, a hotspot for actors. Though his stint as a waiter was short-lived, let's just say speed wasn't his forte, Bruce became a legend behind the bar. Sporting a torn t-shirt, parachute pants, roller skates, and a colorful headband, he served drinks while cracking jokes, playing harmonica, and earning the nickname Bruno. On screen, Bruce's early career was a series of blink-and-you'll-miss-it moments. His big screen debut? A brief shot in The First Deadly Sin, 1980, as a guy in a cap trailing Frank Sinatra. Then came a courtroom extra role in The Verdict, 1982, and a Levi's ad in 1984 that gave him his first decent paycheck. $100 felt like $1 million, he joked. He also snagged a spot on Miami Vice, playing a menacing arms dealer. But his true breakthrough arrived in 1985 with the detective series Moonlighting. Casting directors almost passed on him. His earring, punk haircut, and military garb didn't scream private detective. Lucky for us, they gave him a shot, and the rest is Hollywood history. Bruce Willis, from TV stardom to big screen icon. Bruce Willis's breakout role in Moonlighting was almost derailed before it began. Series creator Glenn Gordon Caron saw something special in Bruce, his mix of audacity and charisma, and let him audition alongside Sybil Shepherd, who was already cast. Against nearly 3,000 hopefuls, Bruce snagged the role. Reflecting on his time on the show, Bruce described it as an exhilarating, boundary-pushing experience. Rumors swirled about on set sparks between Bruce and Sybil, but Bruce dismissed them as part of the creative process, denying any real-life romance. The series catapulted Bruce into stardom, earning Moonlighting 16 Emmy nominations and even a win in 1987. However, by the third season, ratings dipped due to plot shifts, Sybil's pregnancy, and Bruce's growing disinterest as he set his sights on the silver screen. His first major film, Blind Date, 1987, paired him with Kim Basinger in a romantic comedy where his comedic flair shone again. That same year, he ventured into music, releasing The Return of Bruno, a bluesy album that charted surprisingly well, with hits like Respect Yourself and Under the Boardwalk. Bruce's personal life also made headlines. At the premiere of Stakeout in 1987, he met actress Demi Moore, and a whirlwind romance followed. Just months later, the pair married in a spontaneous Las Vegas ceremony, despite skeptics doubting Bruce's commitment. He proved them wrong, trading in his wild ways for family life. Together, Bruce and Demi welcomed 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, and Bruce even honed his culinary skills to cook for his girls. This mix of talent, charisma, and dedication helped cement Bruce Willis as both a Hollywood star and a family man. Bruce Willis' career swings and iconic roles. Bruce Willis skyrocketed to fame with Die Hard, where he beat out Hollywood titans like Schwarzenegger and Stallone for the role of John McClane. Rewritten to suit his charm and humor, McClane became an everyman hero who redefined action films. The success of Die Hard led to 5 sequels and a $5 million paycheck that caused waves in Hollywood, cementing Willis as a top-tier star. While Die Hard shaped his career, Willis explored other roles with mixed results. His comedic turn in Sunset, 1988, flopped. But he earned a Golden Globe nomination for the drama In Country, 1989. Lending his voice to Look Who's Talking, 1989, Willis charmed audiences in a surprise box office hit, though other efforts, like The Bonfire of the Vanities, 1990, were critical misfires. In 1991, Bruce Willis headlined Hudson Hawk, a whimsical action comedy that split audiences. While it grossed $80 million globally, U.S. critics savaged it, calling it a disaster. Willis defended the film, blaming unfair bias and later choosing roles based on his own preferences rather than external judgment. That year also brought The Last Boy Scout and Mortal Thoughts. In the former, Willis shone as a gritty detective unraveling a murder mystery despite tense production issues. In Mortal Thoughts, he embraced a darker role as a violent, abusive husband, showing his range in a more improvisational project. In 1992's Death Becomes Her, Willis again broke type, playing a cowardly, drunken plastic surgeon opposite Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. The dark comedy highlighted his ability to excel in unconventional roles, blending humor with vulnerability. Bruce Willis challenges flops and redemption. In 1992, Death Becomes Her showcased Willis's comedic range alongside Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn. The film broke ground in visual effects, earning an Academy Award, but critics found it shallow, despite its $149 million box office success. Willis also embraced cameo roles, including a playful hug with Julia Roberts in The Player, and starred in Japanese commercials for Subaru Legacy and NTT Docomo, further cementing his global appeal. The following years saw uneven results. In 1993, Striking Distance flopped despite Willis's gritty portrayal of a cop, earning scorn from critics and Willis himself, who later called it a mess. Color of Night, 1994, fared no better, becoming infamous for its controversial scenes and earning a Golden Raspberry for Worst Film. However, his solid supporting role in Nobody's Fool, 1994, earned praise, and his quirky turn as a guardian angel in North was memorable, though the film itself bombed. Bruce Willis's career soared with Pulp Fiction, 1994, where he played Butch Coolidge, a boxer navigating crime on his own terms. Quentin Tarantino initially wanted Stallone for the role, but gave it to Willis after a fateful barbecue conversation. Willis's passion for the nonlinear script and its raw dialogue paid off as the film became a global phenomenon, earning over $200 million and several awards, including an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. In 12 Monkeys, 1995, Willis played James Cole, a prisoner sent back in time to stop a deadly virus. The role showed his emotional depth, earning him the Saturn Award for Best Actor. Meanwhile, Last Man Standing, 1996, saw him as a stoic mercenary, though the film failed to impress critics. However, his animated series Bruno the Kid, which he produced and voiced, showcased his lighter, creative side. Willis struck gold again with The Fifth Element, 1997, where he starred as ex-military cab driver Corbin Dallas opposite Milla Jovovich. Despite initial budget concerns, Willis agreed to a reduced fee, drawn to the project's innovative concept. The film, a cultural touchstone, grossed $264 million and earned multiple awards, cementing Willis's place as both a Hollywood star and a fan favorite. Bruce Willis, navigating transformations of success. As Bruce Willis's career became less consistent, he continued to explore diverse projects, prioritizing compelling stories over commercial prospects. In Mercury Rising, 1998, he portrayed an FBI agent protecting an autistic boy who cracked a government code. While the film leaned into his familiar hero image, it earned him a Golden Raspberry for Worst Actor. That same year, The Siege saw him step into an antagonist's shoes, delivering a more nuanced performance, though the film's serious tone and slow pacing failed to resonate with audiences accustomed to Willis's usual wit and action-packed roles. In Michael Bay's Armageddon, 1998, Willis played the rugged leader of a group of oil drillers tasked with saving Earth from an asteroid. Despite its blockbuster cast and box office success, the film received heavy criticism for scientific inaccuracies, earning Willis yet another Golden Raspberry nomination. Willis, however, took it in stride, humorously commenting on the film's popularity, "I'm happy that the end of the world amuses people so much." Bruce Willis, personal and career highs and lows. By 1998, Bruce Willis's career extended beyond the screen with the release of the PlayStation game Apocalypse, where his likeness and voice brought the protagonist to life. However, his personal life hit turbulence. Balancing their Hollywood careers, Willis and Demi Moore struggled to maintain their marriage. Despite efforts to stagger their schedules for their children, time apart took a toll, and rumors of Willis's relationship with Liv Tyler during Armageddon filming added strain. The couple separated in 1998 after 11 years and finalized their divorce in 2000. Though Willis embraced single life, the two remained close, committed to co-parenting and maintaining their friendship. The following year, Willis starred in Breakfast of Champions, 1999, playing a successful businessman unraveling under the weight of his mental instability. While the film received mixed reviews and a Berlin Film Festival nomination, it failed to resonate widely. Nevertheless, his portrayal added depth to his repertoire, showing his willingness to tackle complex roles beyond action-packed characters. Willis's career surged later that year with M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense. His understated performance as a psychologist unraveling a supernatural mystery became a defining moment, earning the film critical acclaim and propelling him back to the forefront of Hollywood. This success underscored Willis's ability to navigate both personal struggles and professional reinvention. Bruce Willis, a dramatic turn and a winning bet. In The Sixth Sense, 1999, Bruce Willis captivated audiences as a guilt-ridden child psychiatrist, stepping away from his usual action roles. His chemistry with Haley Joel Osment and the film's emotional depth propelled it to a $672 million box office, earning him accolades and solidifying his dramatic range. Willis reflected on his success, calling his life charmed and full of unexpected fortune. That same year, Willis starred in The Story of Us with Michelle Pfeiffer, though critics panned their lack of chemistry. He also made memorable TV appearances, including a guest role on Friends as Paul Stevens, which came from losing a bet with Matthew Perry during The Whole 9 Yards filming. His performance earned an Emmy, and he donated his sitcom fee to charity. In The Whole 9 Yards, 2000, Willis shone as hitman Jimmy Tulip Tedeschi, pairing humor and danger in a standout performance. The film's success highlighted his comedic versatility and solidified his reputation as a dynamic actor across genres. Later that year, Willis starred in Disney's The Kid, playing a cynical image consultant who meets his younger self. Critics were divided, with some calling it simplistic, but Roger Ebert praised its heartwarming message. The film's mix of comedy and drama highlighted Willis's ability to balance emotion with his trademark wit. Willis closed 2000 with Unbreakable, playing David Dunn, a reluctant superhero opposite Samuel L. Jackson. The film's slow pace and unconventional style earned critical acclaim, with Roger Ebert applauding Willis's subtle performance. Unbreakable later became the first in a trilogy, culminating in Glass 2019, though its reception didn't match the original's impact. Bruce Willis, music, philanthropy, and mixed success. Bruce Willis continued exploring his passion for music, releasing his second album, If It Don't Kill You, It Just Makes You Stronger, 1989, though it failed to match his debut's success. He contributed vocals to soundtracks, including Hudson Hawk and The Whole 9 Yards. Off-screen, Willis made headlines for his patriotism, offering $1 million for information leading to Osama bin Laden after 9/11, a gesture the Department of Defense politely declined but earned public admiration. His film career faced challenges in the early 2000s as in Bandits 2001, Willis excelled as a charming thief, earning Golden Globe and SAG nominations. However, Heart's War 2002, a military drama, fell flat with critics and audiences. Smaller projects like Grand Champion and True West allowed Willis to experiment with serious roles, though they didn't achieve wide acclaim. Willis returned to action in Tears of the Sun, 2003, as a Navy lieutenant, but the film struggled at the box office despite Monica Bellucci's presence. He also made memorable cameos in Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, 2003, and Ocean's 12, 2004, with the latter showcasing his humor as he played himself. Increasingly drawn to cameo roles, Willis found them a lucrative and light-hearted addition to his career. Bruce Willis balancing hits, misses, and philanthropy. In the early 2000s, Bruce Willis's career faced a mix of successes and challenges. Films like Cop Out, 2010, showcased his comedic side but drew criticism for cliched acting and behind-the-scenes conflicts with director Kevin Smith, who later labeled Willis as difficult to work with. Conversely, The Expendables 2010 marked a high point, with Willis's cameo as CIA agent Mr. Church standing out alongside Stallone and Schwarzenegger. However, his role in the sequels ended after demanding $1 million per day for filming, leading to his replacement by Harrison Ford. Despite controversies, Willis remained committed to philanthropy. He established the Bruce Willis Foundation in 2000, dedicated to supporting those in need through fundraising and volunteer work. He also contributed to numerous charities, including Children's Hospice and Palliative Care Coalition, highlighting a softer side to his public persona, often defined by his tough guy roles. Willis's role choices became increasingly selective, with his cameo in The Expendables 2, 2012, drawing praise as part of an action-packed ensemble cast. However, his career reflected a tension between box office expectations and personal motivations, balancing blockbuster performances with charitable endeavors and family life. Bruce Willis, hits, misses, and marketing success. In the late 2000s, Bruce Willis's career shifted toward lower-budget films and brief episodic roles. However, the action comedy Red, 2010, brought a resurgence. Playing retired CIA operative Frank Moses, Willis delivered his signature mix of grit and humor, supported by Morgan Freeman and John Malkovich. The film grossed $199 million and earned several nominations, including a Golden Globe. Audiences appreciated the daring action and witty script, marking it as a standout amid declining projects. Willis balanced his film career with commercial ventures, appearing in ads for Visa, Sobieski Vodka, and Nike's The Black Mamba. While Red was a success, crime thrillers like Setup, 2011, and Catch struggled critically and financially, despite Willis's strong performances. Critics noted the predictable plots and lackluster storytelling, with Dwayne Burge of The Hollywood Reporter calling Catch a low-caliber oddity. In 2012, Willis shone in Wes Anderson's Moonrise Kingdom, playing Captain Sharp in a whimsical yet poignant role. The film was a critical darling, earning an 8 out of 10 average rating and numerous awards. Willis won Best Supporting Actor from the Independent Spirit Awards and the St. Louis Film Critics. Yet other projects like Lay the Favorite and The Cold Light of Day fell flat, underscoring the inconsistency in his later career choices. Bruce Willis, mixed reviews and family challenges. In the early 2010s, some critics and fans observed a lack of effort in Bruce Willis's performances, with his roles often appearing rushed and uninspired. However, he found redemption in Looper, 2012, Rian Johnson's thrilling sci-fi film. Sharing the screen with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Emily Blunt, Willis played the older version of Gordon-Levitt's character, with the younger actor spending hours in makeup to resemble Willis. The film was hailed as one of the best of 2012, showcasing Willis's powerful charisma. It scored an average of 8/10 and received high praise for its inventive take on time travel. Behind the scenes, Willis faced turmoil within his family. In 2012, a scandal erupted when his daughters refused to support their mother, Demi Moore, during her public split from Ashton Kutcher. Willis was reportedly furious and threatened to cut off financial aid if they continued their disrespectful behavior. Despite the tensions, he maintained a strong bond with his daughters and Moore, demonstrating his unwavering commitment to family even amid personal and professional challenges. As Willis's career began to decline, his performance in Looper served as a reminder of the charismatic, commanding actor that fans had loved for decades. Despite occasional missteps, the film reaffirmed his status as a Hollywood icon, capable of delivering standout moments, even in the twilight of his career. Bruce Willis, the closing act. By 2013, Bruce Willis's career began showing signs of decline, despite his enduring popularity. Honored as a commander of the French Order of Arts and Letters for his contributions to cinema, he struggled to reignite his career. Films like A Good Day to Die Hard and Red 2 failed to capture the magic of their predecessors, with Die Hard 5 receiving scathing reviews despite grossing $304 million. Subsequent projects, including Vice, 2015, and The Prince, 2014, also faltered, with critics noting a lack of passion and diminishing quality in his performances. Concerns about Willis's well-being surfaced during this period. Reports indicated his film schedules were cut to 2 days of shooting, with limited hours on set. Despite these challenges, Willis explored theater, debuting on Broadway in Misery, 2015. Unfortunately, his performance was widely panned as lifeless and uninspired, with critics like The Guardian describing him as lacking the intensity required for the role. However, Willis demonstrated his enduring humor and resilience at the Comedy Central roast of Bruce Willis in 2018, showing he could take jabs as well as he delivered them. While his career's later years were marked by uneven performances and personal struggles, his legacy as an iconic action star remains firmly intact. Bruce Willis, a final decade of mixed returns. One of Bruce Willis's rare highlights in his later career was Motherless Brooklyn, 2019, directed by Edward Norton. Though his role as Frank Mina lasted just 5 minutes, Willis delivered a solid performance alongside Alec Baldwin and Willem Dafoe. The film received critical praise but stood as an exception among a slew of lower-tier projects. Many films in the 2020s, such as Survive the Night and Hard Kill, relied heavily on Willis's star power for marketing rather than substantial screen time or quality storytelling, with some featuring him for under 10 minutes. The actor's collaborations with director Randall Emmett became emblematic of his declining career. Willis appeared in 29 films over the last few years, with 20 produced by Emmett. This one-shot system maximized profit for minimal effort, requiring Willis to appear in just a few scenes per film. While lucrative, the partnership tarnished his reputation, as many of these films scored below 10% on critics' review sites and earned him a Golden Raspberry nomination for Apex 2021 in the category of Worst Performance by Bruce Willis in a 2021 movie. Despite the decline in film quality, Willis maintained a presence in advertising. He humorously walked through the office of Sky Broadband in a striped bathrobe in 2012 and starred in commercials for Honda and Koa Coffee in 2014. These lighthearted appearances, alongside a few standout projects, kept glimpses of the Bruce Willis legacy alive, even as his career entered its twilight years. Bruce Willis, a graceful exit amid challenges. In his later years, Bruce Willis's career faced mounting difficulties. From memorable commercials, like his Die Hard battery spot in 2020, to troubling on-set incidents, his work quality suffered noticeably. Reports surfaced of forgotten lines and moments of confusion, as shared by directors Mike Burns, Out of Death, and Jesse V. Johnson, White Elephant. Some crew members recounted him being fed lines through an earpiece or relying on body doubles for action scenes. Despite these challenges, Willis continued working, earning substantial fees for brief appearances, but his struggles were increasingly apparent. In 2022, Willis's family revealed that he was retiring due to aphasia, a condition affecting his cognitive abilities. The announcement was met with widespread support from fans and colleagues alike. Sylvester Stallone, a longtime friend, offered heartfelt prayers for Willis and his family. The actor's family expressed gratitude for the outpouring of love, emphasizing their unity in navigating this chapter together. Though his career concluded under difficult circumstances, Willis's legacy remains untarnished. His family shared glimpses of his post-retirement life, showing a content and happy Bruce. The enduring hero of countless action films continues to inspire fans, proving that even in challenging times, his resilience and spirit remain intact. Bruce Willis, a hero's legacy. After Bruce Willis's diagnosis of aphasia was made public, the Golden Raspberry Awards organizers withdrew the Worst Acting Job award he received for Cosmic Sin in 2021. Initially, they created a special category titled The Worst Performance by Bruce Willis in Films of 2021, selecting from 8 of his recent works. Ultimately, the co-founders acknowledged that awarding him would be inappropriate given his health challenges, marking the end of an era for one of Hollywood's most iconic stars. While not every Willis project achieved critical acclaim, his legacy as a beloved action hero remains intact. Millions continue to revisit his films, enjoying his charismatic performances, sharp wit, and ability to blow the asses off bad guys. Willis's career, spanning decades and genres, is a testament to his impact on cinema and the hearts of fans worldwide. Curious about the iconic role of John McClane? Discover what makes Die Hard a masterpiece and how McClane's journey evolved throughout the franchise. Click the link to gain a fresh perspective on your favorite action series and celebrate the unforgettable contributions of Bruce Willis to film history.